Hello, I'm David Geller for Irish Muscle, and we are today in the vitamin shop Dublin, and I'm speaking with Jack Nikolopoulos, the Optimum Nutrition athlete. Jack, you placed the third on the last weekend on the World Nabba Championship. How are you feeling with that?
I'm really happy. Yeah, very happy.
Congrats. I seen you on the stage. It looks fabulous, man. You have a very tough lineup. I think that was a great competition, such a great achievement for you.
Yeah, for sure. The year before that, the World Championships in Brazil, I got 5th. So my goal was to improve on a 5th placing, and yeah, I went over there and I got 3rd, and only to Tony Mount and to who was first place?
The first place, there was a guy from
Anthony Bales? Anthony Bales, yeah. So for those two to place in front of me, I was just happy to be on stage with them. So that was a really good achievement for me.
For sure, it's a great achievement. I think that's a very good year for you as well, because you won the Mr. Australia as well. How many weeks before the show was it?
It was 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks before. Yeah.
Okay, so how long was all of your preparation? It took a long time, probably.
It took a long time. I didn't really get to have an off-season this year at all, so I've really been dieting off the back of the Worlds since last June. So wow. It's almost been the full year.
That's a really long time, to be honest with you. Yeah. Could you tell us a bit about your diet? You know, how it looks like, you know.
Yeah, well, getting ready for, as I said, because I competed in June last year at the Nabba World Championships, where I placed 5th in Brazil. So my diet, actually, because I was dieting for so long, I had to actually increase my calories coming into these shows because I was already depleted and on a low-calorie diet. So I had to increase my calories coming into this show. And yeah, look, it was all very basic, I suppose. I was just eating a high protein diet and sort of moderate carbohydrates. I never sort of went over 250 grams of carbs, and never sort of went under 200. So I was between about 200 and 250 grams of carbohydrates per day, and just a high protein diet.
And the last week you didn't do any loading, anything like that, because we have a chance to chat a bit before the interview. Could you tell us something about that a bit more as well?
Yeah, I think. Well, Lee Priest is my trainer, and he's the one that gives me all my advice coming into competitions and doing all my prep. And yeah, he just keeps it very basic. Said not to change anything, not to do a severe carb depletion and with you know, crazy loading or anything like that. So I kept it very simple. I sort of dieted into the show. I maybe, for me to deplete, if I'm eating like 200 grams of carbohydrates on my diet, I'll maybe drop it down maybe 50 grams, maybe to about 150, because realistically I'm already depleted. I've been dieting for a year, you know, for all of these months and months beforehand, so I'm already pretty severely depleted. So if I just drop it by probably 50 grams of carbohydrates for a few days, but this time I didn't have to put the carbs back in. I brought them down that 50 grams, and then I started to look better every day, so I didn't need to put any carbs back in. So I didn't load.
You said that your coach and your guru probably is Lee Priest. You heard very well, guys. I heard that you're really close with him. Could you tell us something more about Lee Priest? You know, because we all know him very well. You know, yep. He's a very controversial person, very true, very straight person. You know him, you know, more privately.
Yep. Yeah. Look, I think Lee is just an awesome guy. He's just the most genuine guy I've ever met. And in bodybuilding, I think you need someone like Lee Priest, because Lee Priest he's going to tell you for real how you look. Exactly. So the first time that I met Lee, he was sort of at his house. I lived with him in his house for a couple of weeks in Newcastle in Australia, and yeah, and I pretty much, Lee said, okay, get your gear off, show me how you look, and then he'd tell me straight out, okay, we've got to work on this, we've got to work on that, that's bad, this is good, and tells me straight out exactly what I have to do. So he doesn't sort of sugarcoat or, you know, try to tell you that you're something that you're not. He'll tell you the truth, and that's what I admire about the guy. He doesn't hide anything.
I think you're very lucky, you know, that you have someone like Lee Priest beside you. You know, he giving you all of that great tips, you know, about the diet, about training. But could you tell us something about your supplements as well? Are you using anything else? You are the Optimum Nutrition athlete. Mm-hmm. You know, what is your pre-workout? What is your post-workout product?
Okay. Well, look. To tell you the truth, getting ready for a show, I never used to be sort of a big believer in supplements. I thought it was just all sort of whole foods, and you know, that's where all my nutrition is going to come from. But getting ready for the shows the last 2 years in a row, and especially this year, I've relied on supplements a lot, and for me, being on a low carbohydrate diet or low calorie diet and all that sort of stuff, it sucks, and you don't get any sweetness in your diet, you don't get any variety. So this year for me, being able to post workout, I would have Optimum Nutrition's Hydro Whey and the Glycomaze for the carbohydrate source. So as soon as I finish training, if I had like 1 scoop of Hydro Whey, so say 30 grams of protein, and then 1 scoop of Glycomaze, like 35 grams of carbs, and just like a little bit of water, and I just slowly mix it up into like a pudding. To me, that was heaven to me.
It has to be very tasty, I think.
Very tasty.
Also about your last meal, like I heard that you have a protein shake as well, isn't it?
I have a case, yeah, even before bed, and that's why, like, I was sort of worried getting ready for the show because, as I said, I never used to use supplements and stuff before, but all the Optimum Nutrition supplements that I was using, like I would ring Lee at night time and say, hey Lee, I'm still having my casein shake at night time. Oh, I wouldn't have it as a shake, actually. I'd make it as a custard with blueberries and stuff like that before I went to bed. And I would ring Lee and say, hey, should I be doing this? It doesn't feel right. It tastes too good. It tastes too good. It shouldn't be right. And Lee just said to me, he goes, well, you look good, don't you? You're getting better and better every day. And I said, yeah, I am actually. He said, well, don't ask me any more questions about it. Keep eating it, keep doing what you're doing. It's obviously working.
And that's why it's good to have a lead press beside you, I think. Listen, what are you doing privately? Are you working, I don't know, in the gym or in the supplement shop? What are you doing?
I have my own gym in Melbourne, Australia. It's called Jake's Muscle Factory.
All right.
It's a bodybuilding gym. So I sell all the Optimum Nutrition supplements and stuff out of the gym as well. And I train bodybuilders. So yeah, most of the guys in Melbourne and stuff like that, they can come into the gym and get trained in bodybuilding.
I think that's awesome because you're doing what you love it, you know. So I think you know that's great. And tell me just something about your next competition. Are you planning to do anything, or are you planning to just take a long break right now because that was such a tough year for you, I think?
Yeah. Also, sorry, just before we touch on that question, I just wanted to say as well, my website is www.jakesmusclefactory.com, and on that website I got a blog where I always update my blog with what I'm doing with competitions, diet, nutrition, with my supplements. Everything's on there. So if guys hit up jakesmusclefactory.com, you can follow my progress.
Definitely. Just make sure, guys, you just take a look on the website. You know, if you have any questions to Jack, you can actually write down. And also, if you want to take a look more details about training, about the diet, you also go ahead right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the previous question was actually, sorry, is any plan for the next show?
Yeah, for sure. I think now, I don't think there's any need to take year off or anything like that. I think I'm just going to have a little bit of a break now, a little bit of downtime. And then just get straight back into it again and go back for the Worlds again next June. Yep. Cool.
That's awesome. You're in Ireland. Is it the first time?
This is my first time in Ireland.
Did you have a chance, anything to see it right here?
Oh yeah. We went for me and my girlfriend hired a car. We went out to like Wicklow area and all that sort of stuff. Right. Went and did all the scenery sort of things and everything like that, and eating a lot of salty Irish food. So
probably Irish breakfast?
Irish breakfast, oh yeah, a lot of Irish breakfast. But yeah, look, Ireland has been absolutely beautiful. It's a really, really nice country. It's actually not too different from where I am in Melbourne back home. It's very similar. The weather at the moment is very similar as well. It's very cold, and your summer is our winter. So and we're in winter at the moment, and you guys are in summer. So it doesn't feel like I've left Melbourne. But I must say, every single person, every encounter that we've had with people in Ireland has just been awesome. Like, nice, really, really friendly people. So it's been great.
Yeah, I found that myself. I live in Ireland like years, and the people are I just love them. You know, they're great. Yep. Jack, on the very end, I would like to actually congratulate you once again for the third place. You are the bronze medalist on the World Championship. Well done, well deserved. And hopefully we'll chat soon. You know, once again, maybe we'll have a chance to do another video. It would be great. Thank you very much. That was David Geller and
Jake Nikolopoulos. And just before I go too, I'd just like to thank Lee Priest, obviously, my girlfriend Michelle, my parents, and Graham Lansford, who's the president of Nabba Australia, and my sponsors, Optimum Nutrition. I couldn't have done it without all of those guys. So thanks very much for having me on the show, Dave, as well.
Thank you very much, guys.